want to
I
be
am
sure.
suggesting if you rent a room just to get appointed, you're not going to get my vote.
So far, 9 candidates have submitted applications seeking to fill the Palm Coast City Council seat vacated by Kathy Hyder's resignation last month. The deadline for applications is tomorrow. At one time, Palm Coast City Council member Teresa Pontieri had to move to the C section to run for her District 2 seat.
And you're an example of that yourself.
I did. I moved into the C section in
Right,
order to run for the
so-
seat.
Vice Mayor Ed Danko considers this a disqualifying factor.
My vote on selecting this person, if any applicant moves into that district just to get elected to this council or appointed to this council, they will not have my vote. So anyone out there thinking of moving just to get this will lose my vote instantly.
The council will conduct interviews with candidates during a public meeting on September 17th and revisit the discussion on September 24th, when the public will have an opportunity to provide input. The final vote to appoint someone to the seat is scheduled for October 1st. Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Tuesday, September 10th.
The whole purpose of this, which they've admitted to, was that public-private partnership to build that sports facility out on the west side. They admitted that specifically that what this was for.
Palm Coast mayoral candidate Mike Norris is sharing his thoughts on a controversial referendum heading to the November general election ballot.
The ballot referendum essentially removes borrowing limits that have been on the Palm Coast Charter for more than 2 decades.
I understand $15 million, 15, 20 years ago, it's probably around $30 million now. And when I spoke, I said, look, you're removing the handcuffs of the city and you're taking away all control measures that's written into the charter.
Norris with an alternative.
Amend the charter to account for inflation. You could even make it $60 million. But you just don't take that entire provision out of the charter and say we can borrow as much as we want. Because if you have the wrong people in office, they could put this city really in debt. And I don't want that. But I know with not getting those resources from the state for the infrastructure projects, we need that borrowing power to do things. And we also need the ability to do public-private partnerships.
While Norris opposes the referendum, he is open to making changes.
We do need that borrowing power, but you can change it without completely stripping any limits. You can put a limit on it.
Tomorrow we'll hear from Norris's opponent for the mayor's office, Cornelia Manfrey.
This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you.
This year for our 2024 mascot, the soft-shell turtle, the name was given of Pearl.
The city of Palm Coast is organizing a waterway cleanup event later this month.
The 17th annual Intracoastal Waterway Cleanup is planned for Saturday, September 1st. Alyssa Roscoe is with the city's Solid Waste Department.
Typically, this is conducted in conjunction with the International Coastal Cleanup Day. We target saltwater canals, the Intracoastal Waterway, and waterways along parks and trails. This helps us expand our awareness for a littoral effort and impact. Registration is currently open, and we'll be meeting here at the Community Center at 8 a.m. on Saturday the 21st.
Florida Inland Navigation District Commissioner Randall Stapleford.
I hope to see everybody out there. If you'd like to come up and pick up items from the Intracoastal Waterway, there are treasures out there to be found, and some have been found already and turned in, and artifacts that we take care of. But we want to clean up the city and clean up the waterway. It's so important to the life in this wonderful city and wonderful county we live in.
For more details on the event or to pre-register, visit palmcoast.gov and search for cleanup. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Daryl Moody.
If you call paramedics, what do you need?
Tracy Farmer is with Flagler County Paramedicine. She said on a recent episode of Flagler Health Matters that your call could be about almost anything. And Flagler County has the means to meet almost all of your needs.
We have county social programs. We have 501c3s. We have churches. We have meals, volunteer services. So once we can identify the need and coordinate that person getting into contact with the right resource, we just want to fill that gap.
Rob Errett, a 20-year veteran with Flagler County Fire Rescue, said paramedicine is there to help patients who are discharged from the hospital who may not know how they're supposed to care for themselves. You can listen to Flagler Health Matters Saturday mornings at 11:30 or anytime on the Flagler radio app. Tomorrow, what else can paramedicine do? From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.